are ready for AeonFrodo, so I'm just gonna get her here and we should be good. Alright, and you are live. Good luck.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm AeonFrodo, and I'll be running the next two games, or the next 2 hours, I suppose. So, first game is Future Connected. It is. So, we kind of determined that English has won the bid war, so you're going to be hearing English voices. And thanks for donating for that, by the way. But yeah, I'll be ready to start my run pretty soon, so I guess I'll count myself down. 3, 2, 1, and go. So the game takes place a year after the events of the main game of Xenoblade Chronicles, and it's based in the area where it wasn't in the original game, and yeah, we're playing obviously the definitive edition because yeah, it wasn't in the original game; it was cut out. So yeah, this area is called the Bar on the Shoulder. And originally, you're supposed to go between Magna Forest and RSC, but they had to cut it due to time. So they now repurpose it for an extended story, like an epilogue. So first thing we're going to do is change up the party. We're going to be playing as Shulk most of the game, and we're going to change Melia's arts to a much more suitable set. So the first thing I immediately do is use focus attacks. So focus attacks is a way to set the AI so they don't do anything too stupid and just continually attacking the enemy. I also set the game to casual mode because it is the lowest difficulty and it is the fastest mode. But yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles is an action RPG, as you may have noticed. And it relies on your positioning around enemies. So if you notice exclamation marks where I stand, it means that the enemy is either weak to that or you get a bonus effect. So one of the cool things about Xenoblade Chronicles is that when you explore areas, you gain experience and ability points. And because this accumulates over time, we're able to upgrade our characters. I've never had that fly past me before. That's kind of weird. At least not in a while. But yet the story so far is that Melly and Shulk have crash landed on the Bar on the Shoulder, and they need to get off. But unfortunately, there's a huge enemy in the vicinity of where Alchemoth is, which is why they went to the Bar on the Shoulder in the first place. So they had to find a way to get off the Bar on the Shoulder. Now, this game is a quick travel system. If you find certain landmarks, you can quick travel to them, and it's very fast. And we'll be using quick travel in a different way, later on. So ideally here, you don't want to get spoiled by these walls, because for some reason, when you enter a cutscene here, it kind of takes extra time to load the game back in. This is like the only unskippable cutscene in the game. You just have to mash through these things. But the biggest thing about this cutscene, it introduces you to Pond Spectres, and they're the unique thing to Future Connected. So Pond Spectres replace the chain attack system in Xenoblade Chronicles. If you hit max gauge, you can use these Pond Spectres to do either a lot of damage, daze the enemy for a while, or heal it yourself. But the thing is, we need pond specters of 3 different flags in order to use that. So we just got the blue flag, but we need also the red flag and the yellow flag. So we'll be collecting those on the way. We get that blue one for free, which is really nice. Now, there is a yellow flag pond specter to my left, but the problem is that pond specter is really bad to go for. There's a lot of... so the pond specter requires you to kill a couple of fish which are swimming around the pond, and they can be anywhere in the pond. And then afterwards, you have to go around in this field and collect 3 moral cobs while avoiding enemies. And that has... So both of those accumulated together has a lot of RNG to it, and runs used to die a lot to it, but we don't collect that pond specter anymore because we found a faster one, which we'll collect later on. So yeah, we just quickly collected that landmark there. That landmark is going to be useful for later on, well, shortly afterwards, as we go along our journey to collect more landmarks and stuff like that. So getting spotted by enemies generally isn't the end of the world. It might be for this upcoming section if I get a bad pattern here, but it's likely not going to happen. I think he's going to attack me. So whenever I think an enemy is going to attack me, I jump. And yeah, jumping is a bit slower, but if you don't want to be... But if you get hit by an enemy, you get stunned in the same spot for a while. Which is why I jump. This... Oh, okay, I can get past this. Yeah, that's a good pattern there. Or maybe not. I just got spotted there. So we go down here. This is actually unintentional. You're supposed to go all the way around this this area. I can actually show you once we get to it. Once we get a better view. But yeah, we skipped like 2 minutes of walking. So this forbidden Hushland area, there was someone in my chat that accidentally called it the Forbidden Husband, and the name kind of stuck within our community. But yeah, it has a bunch of enemies, and this is where we execute the jumping while if we get hit. It looks like it's not going to happen though, which is actually pretty nice. But yeah, our main goal is to collect a landmark that's just coming up, and we're going to go to that area later in the game for a story event. So now we're going to go back to the first landmark we collected over in this large area, and we're going to go and continue the story. So basically, we're heading to Alchemoth, the big city over here. That looks very out of place, and we're going to check out what's going to be in there. So upcoming, this is where we use a landmark for unintended purposes. So we're going to walk up here, and we're going to trigger this landmark, but we're going to immediately teleport to it. And because of that, we just save 2 seconds because its spawn point is closer to our destination. And so we end up saving a little bit of time. But yeah, you can go ahead and I guess plug the charity or read donations.
Yes, hello. Yes, I totally forgot I was muted.
Oh no.
Okay, sure. Anyways, I can totally plug the charity, of course. We are raising money for Save the Children. I already talked about it a bit before the run, but I just want to say we are right now at $575 donated, and for that you basically we can supply 5 shelters and essential supplies that a family in crisis needs to survive. 5 shelters, that's a lot of people. I mean, that's very important. And in general, Save the Children is such an incredible organization because they're basically securing our future. We need our children to actually be able to be educated and to be able to change our world later. So that's what's so awesome about this charity, and that's why I love. I mean, it's not the first event that I participate in where we support Save the Children. We've done that a bit with ESA, with other events. So it's always good to see them and to support them. Also, anyways, back to the run then.
Yeah, that's good timing actually, considering I'm probably going to talk a bit more. But yeah, so we just arrived at Alchemoth, and yes, we need to teleport there. There were some areas out from the main game that you may have recognized from Era C, and we're just going to immediately teleport to the cutscene, and that saves us 7 seconds thanks to that landmark appearing there. So that's really nice. So here we talk to our Pond Spectre with the red flag. We're collecting him. He's like the easiest Pond Spectre with the red flag we can collect. And also there's RNG where when you accept the quest, depends on how many dialogue boxes appears. So 1's obviously the best, 2 is like middling, and 3 is the worst. So yeah, we go collect these things called dry here. Oh, I'm not gonna collect. I'm definitely gonna collect the Tony Way. So possibly that this third one here. Oh, I didn't collect it. Never mind. So yeah, so I didn't collect the Tony Way, and the route kind of accounts for that, which is good because you get less AP, and it actually affects how much we can upgrade later on. So we just got a red flag. We only need our yellow flag Pond Spectre until we can use Pond Spectre attacks. So upcoming is a fight where you might find it funny, but we haven't fought any enemies yet, except for our first battle. So we're actually going to get a tutorial here. And the tutorial just explains how to fight enemies and stuff like that. So we're just going to skip over that very quickly. Just really funny how, yeah, this is our first enemy fight, and it's like around 14 minutes in. So I think I got defense down on this enemy here. That's what Slit Edge does, and it's really important that you get that off. And here I need to use Battle Soul in order to refill my gauge. I need to refill the talent gauge here, so I can use my Monado arts again, which is Shulk's main ability. So another thing you may have noticed as well is that there's no visions, and I can't explain that due to spoiler reasons in the main game, but yeah, there are no visions in Future Connected. Visions are a main big thing in the main game, but in Future Connected, they do not exist. So you're not warned of a lethal attack or attack that would do a really bad status debuff on you. And that's a really big mechanic in the main game. So yeah, here we're just getting here we're just continuing the story here. So I might not be able to show it off really well here, but normally you're supposed to go around this area to get the the Sculptor Lance landmark, which is what you normally should do when you play this game. Like you go down that path and you go down a long winding path to get the Sculptor Lance, which we just like skipped when we did that platforming there. Also, this Vang might attack me. It's very hard to anticipate, but yeah, you might notice I got stunned for a moment. And yes, that's the story, if anyone wants to read the plot. Game conveniently gives you a story memo.
It is a very short story.
No, it just tells you about current events.
That's fair. Oh,
Yeah.
it's a good feature, at least, if you forgot.
Yeah.
To remind you where you are.
Yeah, but this is a really short epilogue, if you might have noticed from my estimate.
Yeah. I remember playing Xenoblade Chronicles, and it was a really long game.
Yeah. Yeah, the biggest thing I can appreciate about this is this does make a good speed run for Xenoblade, because it's short for people to get into Xenoblade, because it's short and you don't need to know too much about it. You just need to know the basics, and you can get into the speed run quite easily.
Mm-hmm. And I see your characters are rather high leveled. So is that just because it's supposed to be like New Game Plus or something?
Because it's the epilogue, and yeah.
Oh, fair. Okay, so it's always with high level characters.
Yeah, you always start at level 58/60 for the humans.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, we just arrived at Grandel. And yeah, Grandel is like the town where pretty much the rest of the people who are on the Banana Shoulder are.
Hello.
We're going to buy an item for a weapon for Nene, because it increases her critical hit chance. And that increases the training bar if she lands a critical hit. Now we're going to we grab that landmark quickly, and now we're going to collect our final Pond Spectre here. The Pond Spectre is on the furthest shore away from here, but we're going to go to this little island that's directly in front of us, because we need to collect his mirror. Now, there are some dangerous things on this island, like a huge turtle that happens to be a unique monster that will just pop out of the water. It's not as scary as the RFC one, but yeah. As long as you're like far, as long as you're to the left, far enough to the left, you'll be okay. Yeah, so that just popped out of the water. Another big thing that I've neglected to mention too is that there's no skill trees and stuff in Future Connected, so yeah, mostly very basic gameplay. You can't really upgrade skill trees, hence you don't gain SP unlike the main game. And now we're talking to Tutu, and he's talking about his Meryl, which we just retrieved from. And we got the single text box, which was best RNG. So now we got all 3 Pond Spectres that we need. We're going to get a quick tutorial about Pond Spectre attacks, and then we're going to go back to Grandel to continue the story. Now the next section here is going to be a huge upgrading section where we're going to upgrade our abilities, and they will last for the rest of the game. So we're going to equip Melia's World Ender with that gem. Not going to change my party. Party will stay the same. Now, in Definitive Edition, there's like a certain rhythm where we upgrade your stuff, and it's also super important that you upgrade Starlight Kick. It's like probably the most important move to upgrade. And if you're wondering, Nene is basically Ryan, the not one here, so she's going to be getting all the aggro and stuff. So this Ponyo fight here, they're being infected by the fog, and yeah, we have to beat him up. Ow, I got hit pretty badly there. Oh, I don't have my gauge. That's unfortunate. I think I hit the one at the back. Wow, they really hate me today. This fight can be very finicky. But I think Nene just pulled off a sword drive there. So for some reason it's kind of random if the cursor goes on the landmark, so that's why I just go down and not do conventional travel stuff. Shadow Eye is also a really important move. Shadow Eye makes enemies drop aggro on Shulk. So it just helps that he doesn't get beat up. There's also some instances where you get Burst Affinity. Some instances where characters miss. Or does a really good thing. Just there's a lot of instances where it can happen, but it's a low chance. Anyway, we're gonna do our first Pond Spectre attack. So Pond Spectre attacks are QTEs, but the last QTE is really hard to hit. It's like a 2-frame window. Yeah, so that one's a 2-frame window, and I got it. So when you get an excellent, you just do 60% bonus damage on top, and he almost died, which is pretty impressive. The boss almost died. So yeah. Oh, that's unfortunate. He was pushed back like that, but he's gonna die. Oops. I thought it was splitting. Whoops. Anyway. That's why I stopped my keyboard like that. That was a really good fight, by the way. Like, damn, I'm excited to split. Nope. And that guy has very few talent boxes that I didn't account for. But yeah, that guy is probably the hardest NPC to talk to in the game. So yeah, our quest currently requires us to talk to these NPCs about the location of these ether crystals that we need to use against the Fog King, because Fog King is still immune to that, and we need a way to attack the Fog King. Yeah, so go talk to this old lady. So normally the quest asks you to talk to Ranzan, but you actually don't need to talk to him. You just go straight there, which is really nice. So we're going through a sequence of events that's going to hopefully help us get stronger, but also do the quest at the same time. So over here, we're going to purposely aggro this egg here, and that's going to lead to us aggroing the unique monster. So we keep our damage on us. We actually want to die at the end of this on purpose. Yeah, I just run over here. I go between them because they're more likely to attack me. This guy's going to attack me, and then hopefully this guy doesn't block my way and I can collect the landmark. And then, ooh, I got really lucky there. So what happened was an enemy was pushed through the wall and they died because they fell. So I got the experience off them, and I got like 16,000 experience plus another 5,000 because another enemy dropped. So I got really lucky there, and I'm now like a higher level than I would usually be. Normally you don't. Normally you only get to be 63 at this point in the game, but yeah, I got lucky and got to level 64. So now these fog beasts are attacking Grandel, and we gotta protect the people. This fight can be really dumb if I don't get my brakes off, so hopefully my brakes do go off. My brakes are the arts noted in pink, and I got my brake through Air Slash, and Nene toppled, and I'm going to continue to topple with Monado Cyclone, which is like a very, it's a very, how can I describe it? It's close to in-game ability. So if you can't tell, this is the epilogue, the Monado Cyclone is the thing that we can use here. I'm going to continue the break. Hopefully he gets toppled again. Nice. He was going to, hold on. Yeah, there we go. Well, he's staying down on the ground for a really long time. So usually he gets off an attack called Weakening Howl, but he wasn't able to pull it off, which is really great. It lowers your agility, which means you're less accurate. Your attacks are less accurate. So here we're going to use the Pond Spectres, but we're not going to use full power on them. Actually, I'm going to purposely miss this one, and then, yeah, mash through that one, last one. I also should mention that depending on the character, the faster the QT may be for the first one. So if you get Melee or Shulk, the QT is going to be faster. Well, if you get... Oh, I got really lucky there. So I got a Burst Affinity, which rarely happens. So that's super cool. This makes the next fight actually faster. Oh yes, we're fighting a dino now as well. And yeah, that Burst Affinity allowed me to get the Pond Spectres early, which is really good for this fight. The Vangs can actually topple you during this fight as well. And yeah, luckily they're all been taken out. The biggest threatening thing is that this dino can... oh my god, he almost killed me. But yeah, this dino can one-shot you with an instant death move. But luckily he didn't pull it off there. And yeah, you have no vision, so you can't see that coming. But yeah, now we're approaching the end of the game now. And yeah, so the final boss is a it's the Fog King. He's in 2 phases, and I am actually going to do a safety save here because if I if I don't safety save and if I die to the final boss, it'll waste like an extra minute and a half, and yeah, I don't want that to happen. So I'm gonna go through here. We're going to be level 66 because I got the extra experience. So it makes the fight a little bit more safer. But yeah, Falcon can do various amount of things, especially on phase 2. He has a 17-second party-wide topple that you have to avoid. And yeah, if it hits everyone in your party, you're basically screwed. There's also he also gets like a really powerful attack called Collision Burst as well. And I'm gonna save. I'm gonna go and fight the final boss. So there's gonna be a lot of things that are gonna be happening. So ideally, we want to get the Pawn Spectre gauge up as high as possible. Unfortunately, he blocked my attack there. That's probably the worst thing that can happen. I'm gonna use Monado Armor here. Hopefully he doesn't, he used Raising Miss. That's the worst possible sight you possibly get. So I need to hear out if Melly's going to do Starlight Kick here, and she just did it right away. Unfortunately, my Shaker Edge didn't come out. Shaker Edge, sorry, didn't come out. But I got Pawn Spectres pretty early, which is always nice. That gets rid of the ads, which are the Fog Knights. And they can topple you and do all sorts of really annoying things. I need to heal up. Mischarge is like Magnum Charge. So, but it's a bit weaker, fortunately. Fortunately, my Shaker Edge wasn't ready for that extra topple. So I'm going to make sure I keep my gauge here for the next phase, because it makes the next phase a bit safer. Also, he's not having a good time. Doesn't know who's the target, which is why he's like moving erratically like that. So now that I have full gauge going into this, oh my god, I can't believe that happened again. Also, yeah, time is when his HP hits 0. And yeah, I got an excellent, so that's really nice. I got where it counts. So all the Fog Knights are dead immediately, which is really nice. And what's he gonna do here? Oh no, I need to get away because if I don't get away, he's gonna topple everyone, and including me. So yeah, he toppled Nene and Melia. Well, luckily you used his fastest attack there. He could use anything, and it usually takes like 20 seconds. Which is really annoying. Another excellent. That should finish him off. I'll just shout time. And, oh no, wait, it didn't. Uh-oh. He used, like, the worst possible time. How was that?
Alright, awesome. I'm gonna be honest, I kind of fumbled on the timer at the start, so I'm not sure exactly what is the timer.
Alright. That was...
probably... Yeah.
Apparently that's a really good time. I'm pretty sure I got like a 33 maybe out of that.
Yeah, I'm mostly like at most a minute late, but you had the 32:47 with that, so maybe 43, 44, something like that. So very good run.
Wow.
Uh,
Yeah, that's actually wait. That might be
What on Bionis?
I might have it retimed because that actually might if it is
oh,
the time that it is. Did you
mhm.
have trouble starting or
Melia, for whatever reason,
like
Sorry, what?
potions seem to
did
be
you have trouble
distorting
starting it
and
when it's supposed to
destabilizing
start
my
or did you like start
Yeah,
late?
basically, I forgot how to reset the timer, so I had to reset the timer first from and then retime it. So that
Right.
with the VOD, you'll be able to retime it
Finally some time.
Yeah.
if it works.
Yeah, because that time
Yeah.
looks like a world record time. Just
Ah,
saying.
that'd be awesome. Well,
Yeah,
yeah. Of course, I had to fumble the timer on the world record. That's
that's
how
fine.
it's.
That's fine. It might not have been because world records are 32:53. So
Okay, fair enough. Well,
yeah.
awesome run nonetheless. We are going to go to a very quick break and we'll be back with the same runner doing